Hello everyone, my name is David Allen Gay and you are watching the 16th episode of David Needs a Job. I've mentioned in my past videos that I've been looking for work for the past 3.5 years and I've applied to thousands of job applications. As a matter of fact, I would not be surprised if I passed the 10,000 job application mark, in part thanks to the online portion of my job search. I use a search engine known as Indeed.ca and Simply Hired to help me find an awful lot of applications in a short period of time. The nice thing about Simply Hired and Indeed is that it connects to all the major job search engines already out there, such as Workopolis.ca, Toronto Job Shop, CareerDoor, Job Boom, Monster.ca. Pretty much the major sites that employers use to look for new hires online. On some occasions, I will come across a few links through Indeed.ca or SimplyHire.ca that will not take me to any of these major search engines, but instead take me to a company website. And after then, I would be instructed to create a company profile about my job search that would ask me for my name, my address, my telephone number. It'll ask me to enter in my work history, my employment history, references optionally, and any other attributes that may be pertinent to my application for the position. Those companies that maintain their own private database of job applications, unique only to the company or even to a store within the company, I refer to those as island job banks. I call them that because they're not connected to anything. They're a part of their own network infrastructure. They have their own proprietary software that requires me to enter information through a custom interface. And I'll tell you something right now. Those particular sites are such a pain in the keister, and I'll tell you why. First of all, as I mentioned before, the software that they use is proprietary. It's either some software that they created in-house, or they've gone to some special consulting company to create the software for them. And it's not the best software to work with. It's got a custom user interface that they may be comfortable using, but job seekers like myself who have used the more popular formats may find it a little bit challenging. Even the internal workings of the software are somewhat baffling. You expect to see a very stable, very functional, user-friendly database, and instead what you get is a particle accelerator done by MIT. I remember one company, a pharmaceutical company here in Toronto, that required you first of all to save your resume in a text format so it could be uploaded, parsed for relevant data, and placed into the proper portions of your online profile that you would use to look for job openings at that pharmaceutical company. And it was supposed to reduce the amount of copying and pasting and manual typing of information such as your name, address, your work history, your education history, references, and any other pertinent information relevant to your job search. Mind you, as I said, that was theory. What happened in actual practice instead was it behaved just like a particle accelerator at MIT. I would upload my text resume. It would whirl around for a few seconds, crash altogether. And what I saw online was a complete, utter, mangled mess of consonants, vowels, and things that I'm sure I did not type. And I would just look at it, rub my head in frustration, and said, fine, I'll just type it in manually. These particular private job application databases only seem to work also with certain types of browsers. I don't know if it's a company choice to use a certain type of browser that lends to its behavior, or perhaps the developer in-house or on a contract site has a favorite browser to work with. I've gone to some company websites where it works great with Internet Explorer, but you have to put it in compatibility mode. Or it won't work with Internet Explorer at all, and you have to use Firefox. Or it won't work with the first two, and you may even have to use Chrome. Some features that needed to be disabled were requirements in order for the website to properly present you with the interface where you can enter this information in. So you're probably saying to me at this point, David, what's the big deal? It takes about 2 to 5 minutes to create a new profile on this company site. Just enter in your work history, your education history, saved under a user ID and password, and you can just log on the next time without re-entering this information the next time you need to apply for a position within that company. Not so bad, right? Wrong. You have to understand something. I have been looking for work for 3.5 years, and I have come across a lot of these private job application databases run by companies. And entering in the same information over and over and over again over a long period of time can get pretty tedious, very tiresome. Over time, I got to remember a lot of user IDs and passwords for these separate island databases that are not connected to Indeed or Simply Hired. I will have to actually go to that website, enter in a user ID password, apply for positions, log off, go to the next island database, wash, rinse, repeat. And over time, the more user IDs and passwords I collect, the more time I will waste and the more tedious the job search process becomes. The internet is supposed to make information finding easy, not harder. And on a final topic, what happens if this particular company does not have a lot of openings? What was the point in creating all of this information only to have to go back to that site and see that there are so few job openings available that I have handed out my confidential information, my name, my address, my work history, my employment history, all for maybe 1 or 2 jobs a month. So what exactly did I just do? Did I create a tool that helped me find work at a specific company, or did I just give them confidential information about myself that they could use for other third-party partners or research into selling certain types of products? I may have actually given them more than what I was expecting to get out of the job search in the first place. Do you want to know something? I don't even understand the point of maintaining your own database nowadays. Yeah, I mean, granted, yes, I used to do that sort of thing at the very beginning of the 1980s. Back in the days where we had mainframes and we had a room full of computer programmers and companies had their own IT department, and there was no such thing as outsourcing, there was no such thing as consumer level internet access. It was pretty much a user comes up to a programmer, asks us to do something, and we do it and we move on. Now, companies don't even have their own IT department. They either farm it out to Q9 networks here in Canada, or they go to IBM India overseas, or they go to SAP and they buy something out of a box, install it on their system, either by themselves or through a qualified installation technician. And if they want to customize the software to their own desires, there's little parts in the code called user exits where they put in their own specialized company-specific code that will make the software behave the way it's supposed to with minimal fuss. I really do not see the point in maintaining your own database, particularly if it's an interface that's really not workable to anyone other than the people that you have at your company. But that's not my choice. That's simply something that I have to work with, and if it's basically a site that I think I won't get a lot of job applications for, I might think twice about providing my confidential information to this company. Who knows what they're going to use it for? Certainly not what I would expect it to be used for, which is applying for work. Anyways, that's my episode for today. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode of David Needs a Job. I will look forward to seeing you next time. Have yourself a good day. Bye for now.